Boubacar Gaye from Ausecuma Beats. Welcome to Australian Musician.
Thank you.
Bouba, it's been a tough year with COVID-19 lockdown. How have you managed not being able to play live for all that time?
In one part, it was fun. It's more time for the musician individually, each of us to be more creative at home, compose their own flavor music they want to play. And in the other side, like a parenting, having kids around and try to compose music and also to manage everything, it was not easy time, but somehow things was working slowly was to the good the good atmosphere somehow.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your history. You grew up in Senegal. What are your earliest memories of music?
I come from Senegal, learning music from my father to my uncle. They like music, you know, because when I was young, I just have a little bit time to see a little bit of their time. So I get to learn, you know, dress well, go to live music, play good music. This was very important. So I was little and watching that. So, you know, watching my family getting ready for all the time for music. And also the music, we used to have a record player, and my father used to like to listen jazz and also the other style of music in Africa called tango. Is more salsa, you know, something, those kind of music. My uncle was more a little bit modern was coming, like a classic music was coming slowly, which is those musician from Senegal was bringing those kind of flavor, which is Baobab, Baba Mal, you know, Ismail Lo, Youssou N'Dour, those famous musicians. They start to making music for international, you know. So and when I start playing music, of course, having those and having also the local group playing percussion. So that's where I begin. And also next door of my families, we call them griot. They're fortune tellers. All of their life, they don't go to school. They just play music. So I was always hanging there. And one day their father tell them, this boy, he's more griot than you guys because he's more onto the music. And, you know, the time you guys do is, he's always come and sit next to me and asking me. I love asking the history of where I come from. I mean, I know where I come from before I left Africa. When I say where I come from, it's not because you are African. You can be African and don't know much about Africa.
Yeah. And when were you first introduced to the jumbe?
Djembe, it was age of 8 to 9. One of my brothers, my older brother's friend, was used to come home on the afternoon tea, you know, because in the culture we have afternoon tea around after lunch. Is very important because that's where all the families and relatives and friends and the neighbors get together. So even if you walk in the time in the street, you will not see much people because everybody's, you know, lunch is very important in Africa. So that's where also the music comes from, because they used to drink tea, singing, and play on the chair they sit, and this was Camberism. So my school, it was next to my French school. Okay, look like my grade 1, grade 6, like just grade. But next there was art center. We call it art center. And that art center, that's where I was first time hearing a drum.
Tell me about the djembes that you own. Where do they come from? What are they made of?
Djembe is wood, and is a piece of wood and skin, goat skin, rope and ring. But djembe himself is called in Africa, you unite. That's called djembe. You know, djembe unite. So we call djembe bara. It's not just the jembe, the instrument, but the jembe himself is called jembe bara. So learn, yes, that's
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite instruments.
Yeah. And how did you come to be in Australia?
I left Africa and have a chance to went to Japan, and I was living in Japan for 8 years. And I have a chance to, a friend of mine was living in Australia, say, you want to come to visit Melbourne? And I say, I never hear about Melbourne anyway. Australia, yeah, I know Australia because in the way I've been educated about Australia, that's more Aboriginal and also very hot and very far. So, coming here was a lot of thinking like I already left Africa and go to Japan is far, but coming to Australia, I feel like it is more far. So, but I managed I come to Australia to visit Melbourne and fall in love with the design of the Melbourne city. It's a very artistical place. And, when you live in Japan for quite longer, with so many high building and you're losing, happiness of watching, of seeing the sky. So when I come to Federation Square, which is the heart of Melbourne, and see the building is not high, you can see the sky. And now I live in Dandenong, which is the nature. So that's I'm falling in love more every time about Melbourne city. Yeah.
And what did you think of the Melbourne music scene when you arrived?
It's changed. It's changed. I think that there is more young musician now coming with their own style, and I think their own style is also they're very interesting to be on the fusion field, which is collaborate with other artists, which is now you can see the band I'm playing. We through the band I'm playing, I saw a lot of young musicians try to develop some African or Afro-Latin. Things is changing in the more harmony, not the same vision, not the same style how music in Australia used to be. You can be from Africa, have a long dread, and everybody say, oh, reggae music, you see? So it's straight away from that line. But now, as an African artist also, we try to show the beauty of the instrument we're playing more, and also educate our community to tell them where this and this come from.
Yeah.
So things is changing.
Yeah. Ausecuma Beats is a 9-piece band. It's a large band. How did you get everyone together? How did the band form?
The band, like what I say, was Sam was from the percussion, from just having a fun at home here, where I live in Dandenong on my main cave. I invite two of my friends, and we was just jamming, and we liked what we was jamming. But I have belief. When we was doing that, I believe this. We can, entertain. We can do it like live. So I went to Barusu, and that's where everything began. Is one restaurant, this African restaurant in Brunswick. We call it Barusu. That we call it our house. So when we talk to Usu say, well, what about to pick a date and start, doing percussion here? So we picked Sunday, and the Sunday will start to getting popular. And the band was start to form slowly from there, like the drum kit player. This was one of our friend called Ed Crocker. He's from Australia, very good drummer, come to join us. So the music can be more rhythmic, because you got Cuba, flavor of conga, you got djembe, myself, and you get a basically play balafon, it's like very for the melody, and have the drummer on the back. That's enough to move a lot of people. So then we start to bring bass and guitar and sax. So that's how the band can be 9-piece band.
And how do the songs come together? Do they come out of jams, or do individual members bring their ideas?
Oh, well, you say it already. Look like you're a musician. Jamming is we are good on jamming because that's where the whole flavor come from, because for example, I can come with a music called Yara, but I can sing the song, but the guitarist and the sax, they have to come to join me. So the balafon will bring the exact to the key I'm playing, because between my voice to the balafon key, we from Africa, so he know what I'm singing, like yara dia ma idugudo yara. You can see. So then he would just like tin tin tin, and then so we can give the bass line the bass too. Don't follow what the balafon player. Bring your own original feeling. That's how Ausecumaa's always music come together.
Which of the songs on the album did you write?
Because this album we was singing with someone called Yusuf Angom from Gambia. I didn't write song for him, but I write song like Ida, and I write more the melody, not the vocal. So I write Ida, I write Alalake. It was my idea to bring Alalake on board, which is sung by Mohamed Kamara. You never know. It is very basic on traditional African rhythm, and then the voice come on top. So, and the rest, we compose. I compose, and the balafon compose. The kora compose. I cannot say how many because that's not the style of the band. The band is very democrat. We all compose.
Tell me about Music in Exile. What is that, and how did that come about?
Music Exile is the producer of Ausecuma Beats' first album. How we made Music Exile, that's through Joe, who is we was playing Barusu, and there was a friend of mine who was from India, played the bass called Sano. He come to me and tell me there's one guy who want to come to produce us. I say, wow, why not? Because there's so many promises when you end up popping, but it was kind of say, all right, let's make an appointment, and when he come, he will see us and he will tell us what he thinks. So I think that when you're waiting for someone, you think that person can be like coming with suits and stuff. This guy was just sitting in the back and watching us and dancing. And suddenly, he just comes say, "Hey, Bouba, I'm Joe." I say, "Hey, how are you?" We talk, simple guy, and say he's a Music Exile and he liked what we're doing. He want to produce us, and we say, "Okay, let's make it happen." Like he say, his job is to find very new band, talented, and like also have people from different background. What he was looking for, that's actually us, and also we was looking for him at the same time. That's how we meet, and we make this album happen.
Yeah. So now that the COVID restrictions have eased, what is the band doing now?
Before the COVID, last month we start to do St. Kilda, Auckland Street, just jamming because we could not rehearsal because the studio doesn't allow us 9-piece to be, at the studio and stuff. But we find a nice spot in St. Kilda so we can actually rehearsal outside. So that's where we will start, and also to make our community remember, how music is good for our health. Even for us as a musician, it was very good. Friday night we get together and get to be outside, play music, and kids and parents, they come along, and we're basking in the same time. So things is so happy. I know soon it's finished because now things is coming to be more opening, like you know there's now the venue and stuff will take us out from the street. We love the street, but I think this Friday coming, that will be the end. And now there's more project, and now we are on the second album project coming, starting from this weekend. We will be very busy. We will lock ourselves the whole day, morning to night, to cooking new flavor. Ausecumma's new style.
Did you learn anything from the Ausecuma Beats album that you're taking into the next project?
Yeah, we this time will be very different dynamic, because I will sing very traditional song from the village, and have also more meaning of the life we're living. In Australia, I don't know another state, but I know Melbourne City, the young African struggle a lot. There's so many of them. They've been locked, in violence and police and crime and stuff. So sometimes I have a chance to do workshop, African drumming workshop, in where they are.
Okay.
And when I see them, and I just feel sad because I cannot help them. No one can help them, So through music, that's where the message will come from. Community, and be more careful, because you are young. There's a lot, But if you lock yourself behind the bar, hopefully when you get out, you will not be on the same situation again. So I think the concept for the future album, that will be a lot of education. Yes. Yeah. Yes, not only the African, but also when you are young and everything is easy, you can be sometimes selfish, not to respect parents. All of those. There's a lot of story I already write, and also the other guys, they write stories. So that's what I say. This album coming, there will be not always poof poof, but now it's time to a message to be here from, send the message to the world.
Yeah. So, what is the grand plan for the band? What are your dreams for this band?
The plan is the dream is be always together, which is I know, because we are family, and right now is beautiful. Doesn't matter what our dream will be in the future. We want to do touring, we want to do international and stuff. And I know the harder part is be always, this, which is for me. I say I don't mind if I'm not famous, long as we are together and we are happy. Yeah. That's where I stand, and that's where I will stand. And I have my kids, so it's good in the future. I can, show them this is what that used to do. This is what we used to do, And when they listen it, or just be proud, because be proud for ourselves, but also for our family and stuff. So we love to do touring, and experiencing anything life offer us was to the future is welcome.
Yeah.
But I don't say, we are very happy with music. Yes.
Well, the album Ausecuma Beats is out now. Bouba,
Yes.
It's been great to chat with you, and all the best with the album and everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you.